I'm Daniel Riley, 27 years old, live in Peterborough, great place, not. Work for an insurance company, day in, day out, Monday to Friday, and a Saturday, so just work overtime. And then I go out with a camera, as and when I can, just as a hobby, really. Shooting anything, used to be cars, now it's stars, absolutely everything going in between, mostly my dog, Hope, love shooting her. So, back in the day I had a Fiesta ST, thought it was the baddest car going, wasn't at all. I thought I was cool as fuck, you know, blow off valve, fucking low line kit, thinking I'm the baddest motherfucker in Peterborough, pops and bangs, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take pictures of this because it's fucking sick. It wasn't. So I started taking pictures on my phone, and I was like, nah, I'll get myself a camera. So I bought myself a Canon 1200D. It's got that set up, went out, picked up a 24mm 2.8 lens, thought I was the sickest photographer going. I was like, yeah, I'll learn this. So I just sat reading up anything and everything I could, exposure-wise, exposure triangle, which some people need to learn, what I did wrong, what I did right, and then people started to like it. So I was just like, okay. Come to a point that I was with a car club, Collide, back in the day, and yeah, I just started taking pictures of people's cars, and then I was like, I got to call myself something, and I've got to think of a name. Listening to North Lane at the time, head banging at my desk, song comes on, Aspire. I was like, that's it, that's my name, Aspire. So started off, I was like, Aspire Photography. I was like, nah, too many people have got that. It's like, oh yeah, I'll just go Aspire Automotive, why not? Send it. Set up my page, started taking pictures of people's cars, and then they're like, oh, your pictures are sick. And I'm like, can be better, alright. So I started buying new equipment, and I was like, you know what? I used to ride fixed gear bike, so I'd go out with my camera, pictures of the sunset. You must have seen about 50 pictures of them back when I started. It was just like, yeah, that's cool, taking a picture of that. It was just anything that caught my eye. I was like, you know what, get more gear. Must have had about 5 different cameras since that 1200D. Had 77D, 5D Mark II, M50. Now I'm on EOS RP mirrorless, and just take absolute pictures of anything. So that's how I started on photography. So using a mirrorless Canon EOS RP, I think it's a 24 megapixel sensor, full frame, picked it up with a 35mm f1.8 with macro capabilities, so that gave me some more things to do with the lens. And then I went on a bit of a spending spree, and I bought manual focus 14mm, manual focus 85 1.4, picked up a 70 to 300, and recently just traded it all in for some Sigma gear. Got the 24 to 105 and waiting for a 100 to 400, because I started sitting out at the night sky, so looking at the stars, looking at all different things that you can see out there, like that would be really cool to take a picture of. So single exposures, like, yeah, that was cool. And I was like, wait a minute, there's got to be something more to this. Started reading up astrophotography in my spare time. I'll just sit reading articles. There's one guy, Astro Backyard, Trevor Jones, literally, it's been an absolute inspiration. Watch all his videos. One of the main people that got me into it because of the cool photos that he actually produces. I don't even care that he's got massive telescopes, setups that are like 4 or 5 grand. It was just like, I need to start somewhere, I want to try this. So I've gone from taking pictures of cars in an Asda car park to sitting in the back of my boot taking pictures of stars. It was just like, okay, let's try this. Took a few pictures and I was like, yeah, they're alright. Tested the water. So many methods to stack these images to reduce the noise rather than just a single exposure. And then it started getting into 4 or 5 applications. You got your Lightroom, your Photoshop, and then you got all kinds of different, like Deep Sky Stacker, didn't work for me, works for others. So I spent more time reading up how to edit them and piece them together than I did actually shooting them out in the back of my boot. So for me, having an all-in-one lens now is just easier. 24mm to 105, I can get that wide angle photography for when the Milky Way comes around for me to shoot, and then I can go 105mm, get the Orion nebulas, just anything I can. Waiting for a tracker to arrive, so hopefully I'll be doing a lot more sitting in a boot in a dark alley. Nothing wrong with that. But yeah, for me it was just, photography is something that takes my fancy. If I like something, I'll take a picture of it. It's not because I'm doing it for someone else, I'm doing it for me. I'm not here to impress anyone else. It's something I want to do. If you like my images, you like my photos, that's great. Wait till I put out some more. I appreciate the support, you know. And then I think having the equipment and trialing cameras, lenses, it was just giving me that bit more of a step and insight as to what I need to do, manual aperture, manual focus and things like that. So sitting in the boot of a car, -4, wearing shorts every single day obviously, to taking hour-long exposures stacked of a nebula just for one picture, and that's just me starting out. So for me it was just that peace. There's no one else around, there's no drama, there's nothing, there's nobody telling you how to do something. You figure it out yourself, you learn, and at the end of the day you can hear wildlife, foxes. It's great. In the middle of nowhere, pitch black, just looking at the stars. What can go wrong? So with taking photos of astro, your nightscapes, anything at all, rather than just your single exposure at 15 seconds, you have to start thinking about your focal length to how long you can shoot before you start getting star trails, especially if you're not shooting on a tracker. So at the moment I don't have one, I'm waiting for it to arrive. So you have to work out using a 500 rule as to how long you can shoot or expose your image before the stars start to trail. So with about a 14mm you can get away with about a 30-second exposure. So you can put your ISO to about 800 to 1000 because it's a long exposure, so the signal-to-noise ratio is less. So sitting out the back of your car for 30 seconds in exposure, take 30 to 40 pictures, and then take your dark frames to offset any noise that you have got in your pictures, stack them all together, which takes the longest time. So you can be sat out the boot of your car, sat out the window of your bedroom, taking pictures. But the longest part is finding the best kind of application or the best method of aligning all these images, because they're going to start moving with the Earth's rotation. So you have to stack them all together, and then you get that nice crisp picture of what you've shot. But then you also get your landscapes moved, because you've now aligned them. It's had to move the picture. So I'd gone through about 5 or 6 different applications until I found the one that worked for me. And you can find them online, so you don't have to just pick one that I've done because it works for me, might not work for you. The most popular one, Deep Sky Stacker. It's free, it's online, it's mainly for Windows applications. But that never worked, and it took about 6 hours to stack 40 pictures. So that was like 30 light frames, 10 dark frames, and it still didn't work. So it was just trial and error, and that was pretty much most of my weekends, just sitting there. Did that work? No. I put one together, it was like 180 images, didn't work. So it was like finding new ways of doing it. I tried manually aligning them in Photoshop. Nah, not the one. Literally not the one. Not at all. So it's trial and error, and a lot of it. And even to the point that I'm looking at, when I get this tracker, I've still got to align the tracker to Polaris, the North Star, to ensure that I keep the tracker in movement with the Earth's rotation to get that longer shutter speed and less noise. So it's going to be even more trial and error. I can sit there and think I've got 30 great images of the Orion Nebula, and they're probably blurry because I've not tracked it right. But again, that's my nights, my time, and that's what I enjoy doing. It's that trial and error, and when you get it right, you're just like, yeah, it was worth it. Don't care if nobody else likes that picture. For me, sitting there going, I did that, me, makes it all worth it in the end. Always bugging Jay if I can come and shoot his band, Lonesome, and they've been great. They've allowed me to come into practice sessions, live sessions to shoot for them, and I'm still learning. Like, I don't know everything. I'm still figuring out what works, what doesn't, but to be able to come into a live session, be it a practice, be it a live session that's being recorded for other reasons, it's just nice to be able to have people that go, do what you want to do, make it work. If you can take pictures for us, great. And I think for me it's nice that I've got great mates that actually appreciate the shots that I take and will use them, and they'll be like, if you know, are you free to do this? Can you shoot this? Are you able? And I'll be like, yeah, anything and everything. And I'll do it any day, any time, because I love it. But for me, that's another thing of like live shooting. And I ideally want to go to a live show for the guys and get footage for them. But for me, it's a health issue of getting around shows. Most of them are upstairs. And the band are very understanding of my medical condition that I have, and it's really nice to them to allow me to come to places I can get to. I'm always the first port of call when they're like, we're going here, we can get you in as close as this, do you want to come and do some shooting, we'll help you bring your stuff in. And that's really nice. It kind of puts me at ease. So a few years back I'd got issues with my health where I was struggling with a lot of things, like lifting weights, helping around the garden. I couldn't lift a plant pot, to a point that I couldn't brush my hair. Obviously I've not got any now, but in due course that's where it's led. So for me it's kind of like carrying camera gear now is difficult, but the band understand that, and it's nice that they'll let me take my time with what I need, how to set up, and if something isn't working, they'll figure out another way to help me do it. And it's just nice to get them shots for them that the band will use to use and promote as well, which is really good. For me, it's not a point of, yeah, I took them pictures, come look at my photos. It's, I've got a really great band that's actually using my work. That means a lot more to me than somebody else's recognition. It's the band's recognition that I appreciate the most. So obviously, as I say, with my health, it's something over the years that had become quite increased in my life, something aggressive. I'd taught myself to play drums over 7 years and not able to do that now, and basically got diagnosed with muscular dystrophy, myopathy, oh fuck that, I can't remember what it's called now, hyaline body myopathy with a FHL1 strand, just a stupid rare disease where my muscles waste, and little things like brushing your hair, carrying your camera gear around, and now walking are just so much more difficult for me. And it was when I couldn't play songs on the drums and I was trying to do a fill, couldn't do it. So I could do that last month, and it was just becoming increasingly apparent there was something wrong. I couldn't slow down on a fixed gear bike by pushing back on the brake, on the pedals to brake, and then it was my camera's too heavy to hold. Why, what's going on? And then it was just like, gone to the doctors and it was like, yeah, you just need to go to the gym, mate. And I'm like, thanks, great. A couple of years later, get diagnosed with muscular dystrophy, and everything's difficult, but it's nice to have people around me that help. So when my passion is taking photos, and I've got great guys in the band of Lonesome, like, understanding my condition, they'll help out in any way. It's just really nice to see and to have. Would you shut the fuck up, Cant? That's what I fucking thought, mate. So with my muscular dystrophy, it's frustrating going from being able-bodied. You know, I'd lost quite a lot of weight a few years back for like Kings and Thieves apparel back in the day. Like I'd gone from like XXL to medium, and I was really happy, and I was just like, yeah, this is great. And then for me it was being able to do 44-mile bike rides, you know, just going out, enjoying yourself, taking the dog for a walk, things you take for granted every day, to then not being able to do that or needing assistance with absolutely everything, to now having to think, can I go there? Can I do that? Is there stairs? Because I can't do stairs. It's an absolute mission. I can't get out of chairs, so I have to worry about where I sit and how I'm going to get up off the chair. It's just frustrating, and it's taking a step backwards. I feel like a child again, like I've got to have people care for me, whereas I should be caring for others, and it's just hard to have to ask for help because I want that independence. But it's like, yeah, I need help getting up off the seat. Yeah, I need a hand getting up the stairs. Can you carry a plate of food in for me because I'm going to drop it? It's those little things. And there's the one thing that gets me the most is learning drums over 7 years, playing Rock Band, Guitar Hero, to buying my first drum set and practicing on there. I've got my neighbours pulling the garage door open to tell me to shut the fuck up. Like, would you stop that racket, trying to play A Day to Remember? Like, get out my garage, mate. So then, at the time, my partner had purchased the drum kit off the ex-Rolo Tomasi drummer. Loved that kit. It was the best kit I've ever had, and I just kept adding to it, making sure it was well looked after, and then just kept learning, playing drums, and I actually got relatively good at it, to be fair. And then it started becoming harder. I was sweating more, I was more tired, and I was just like, oh yeah, I just need to go to the gym. And then it was like, can't do this, can't play the drums, can't do this fill. And then it was like, can't brush my hair. I really have to struggle and hold my hands up with my other hand to brush my teeth. And then it comes to a point of something everyone takes for granted every morning is getting dressed. But I need help with that now. And it's like, I can't put a t-shirt on, or even a jacket, or a hoodie. I can't just pop one on. It's an absolute struggle. I can't reach, I can't pull it over, I can't do anything. And like, I started wearing hats because my hair was going everywhere in the wind and I couldn't move my hand to push it back. And then people would like hug me at a show and then knock the hat off, and I couldn't get the hat back on. It's like, why can't I do this? I can't put a hat on. And now it's just kind of like, I've got to find ways to get on with it, find different ways of getting around it. Like, I've got a monopod fixture that I made for my camera, so I can walk around and use that as a walking aid at the same time. From being able to bend down and crack my ass out for every show, angles of Aspire back in the day. And yeah, it's changed my life dramatically, but it's nice to have people around me that do care, that do help, that haven't given up on me. And it's kind of like, there is people with a lot worse out there, so for me I'm grateful for the life that I've got. I still have a life. I can still sit on my fat ass and play COD after work, you know. I can get out with the camera still. Just the little things that make it worth living. But at the end of the day, it is frustrating. It really is. But it's what it is, isn't it? It's life. It's shit.